This video is about making your chords sound clear. And I'm going to point out a few things that it's a little easier to see than it is to just read about it to understand what it is you're supposed to be doing. And I'm going to work with a D chord today. And with the D chord, it's going to look like this. So I've got first finger on the third string, second finger on the first string, and ring finger on the second string. Now the first thing that you want to notice is, see how my fingers have these nice curves to them here? They're not flattened out like this. And this would be a finger strength issue. And when your fingers are flat like this, the problem is they touch other strings, and so you can't get a good sound. Now sometimes in the beginning, beginners will do this and their finger will kind of wobble back and forth because it's not real strong. And so your goal is to try to keep these knuckles bent right here. The next thing, and again, that's so that you have clearance, so that when I'm fretting the second string, it doesn't also touch the first string. The next thing that you want to do is you want to be real close to your frets. And notice now I can position my hand right now so I'm real close to each of my frets. And you want to be close this direction, not that direction. So if I'm over here, that's going to make it really hard for me to get a clear chord because I'm not very close to the correct fret. So I move it this direction. Now I'm really close. Now I don't want to be on top of the fret or past it, but just as close as I can. I can strum that chord. And if I do it one string at a time, I can hear what's happening. Now here's one of the things that happens. And hear how that last string isn't clear? And that's because I let this finger go down just a little bit and I let it touch the first string. So I want to bring it back up again. Now it could be that maybe my finger's too far away. And I start getting sounds like that because this finger needs to be closer to the fret, or I need to press down harder, or both. The next thing that might happen is, especially with kids, they just tend not to press down hard enough. So you want to make sure you've got enough pressure on your fingers. And then it'll help if you'll do one finger at a time and one string at a time. This is probably the easiest, your third finger, to do, because there's no other string or finger that can get in the way of making that chord. And so if that one's clear, you know you're pressing down hard enough. Probably the next easiest would be this one, your first finger, which is your third string. And so if that string is not clear, check to make sure the ring finger isn't touching it, and then look to see if you're really close to that fret. And then the last string, the first string, you want to make sure that this finger is pressing down hard enough and that your ring finger isn't touching it.